Welcome, everybody. We are live from the tech and the desert here in Indio, California. Welcome to the Infinite Star Relation podcast. This is a special live coverage, which is amazing because we've been welcoming so much everything that's going on with the guests. And as you will see, there will be a lot of guests today. We have a double echo. I can hear myself. I can hear myself. Already. So, Jeff, I so wish you would be here with us today.
One of these days, I'll make it.
Well, just to give you an idea, is that this is the 9th edition of Contact in the Desert. It's a grand return after 30 years of being unable to host the show. So the energy does such an excitement because people were absolutely ready to come back together. And I have met so many amazing people, and we have quite a few guests who are going to come up on the phone, say hello. I'm really excited to be here. And there's some pictures I want to share with all of you. I was at the banquet yesterday at the award. And that's we're going to have our first guest almost immediately and we're coming in. But yesterday at the banquet, I was there to watch the life achievement given to 3 amazing people.
Jeff, can you talk for a second? I'll make sure we got your audio real quick.
Yeah, that's the first time that I met you. It was the last show, the last Contact in the Desert. Is when we first met.
That's right. Very symbolic for us, Jeff, because we're back on site. As you can see the banner behind us, you can see Peter. And we're at the same booth as we were 3 years ago. And this is, I remember clearly, Jeff, when you came to us and you had a healing session with our current delegations right here at our booth. And we still have the pyramid on. He went on back.
What?
The noise cancellation is off. I'm sorry, we are in the audio, everybody. Remember, we're at a phone here, so thank you for being with us. Yeah, I can hear everything. But yes, this is where we met. And so coming back here on site after 3 years is really something. And
It's going to go on and off because of the way the headphones work.
okay. We're readjusting everything, everybody. So thank you for being patient. We're going to have our first guest going right away. So let's start exploring what is Contact in the Desert and walking and talking with amazing people. On the field here. Perfect. Close up to me. Excellent. I want to welcome you to the Infinite Star Connections today. This is my co-host, Jeff the Mess. And so we're doing a live special edition to talk about energy here, but also to talk about other projects. So would you like please to introduce yourself to our audience?
Yes, hello. I'm Serena Wright Taylor, and I help to produce the Conscious Life Airplanes. And we're here attending Contact in the Desert and enjoying it. Wonderful to be here.
We're very happy to have you. Thank you for taking the time with us. And so, how's your experience have been so far? The first contact for 2 years, how's the experience been?
Oh, it's been fantastic. I think it's come back better than ever. And it's so great to hear all the speakers, but also what goes on between listening to the speakers is fantastic because we see people we haven't seen for a long time. We learn new things and we can discuss our own research with fellow researchers. So it's all around just incredible. Better than ever.
I completely agree with you, Serena, and I felt the same thing. Is that I would say even at a restaurant this morning, the waiter was making comments about how the energy of people are coming back together. There is a desire for people to reconnect the energy. This is what we're doing right now in the special edition of Contact in the Desert coverage. It's to share about how people reconnecting with each other. Saying each other, saying, hey, this is the first time I see you in a long time. It's up to see you again.
Yeah,
Right?
it's a good, and I thought, I don't know why. My voice is in the top. And you,
Tell us about Conscious Life Expo.
yeah, Conscious Life Expo is one of the biggest conferences of its kind, actually, in the world. And we cover all kinds of things to be conscious of, and also to become conscious, and including health and wellness, spirituality, yoga, meditation, and writing the UFO studies, where we have the enabling researchers that many of you may know, and investigators come and share their latest information and practice, and also ancient wisdom and secrets, ancient history scrolls and the hidden history as well. We cover all those things. We have speakers going on in different rooms and all those topics and more, plus all kinds of things. 200 and entertainment and parties. So it's an incredible, amazing weekend.
Thank you so much. Absolutely. It's Conscious Life Expo. It's a very amazing conference. And we're going to be back next year. I think it's in 2024.
Yeah,
We have the dates already for it.
and next year it's from the Friday the 9th of February, 10th and 11th and the 12th. So on that weekend.
Okay, so February 9 to the 12th of 2024 is for the Conscious Life Expo, next edition. And
And you are speaking?
yes, I'm going to be there as a speaker. And where is Conscious Life Expo?
At the LAX Hilton, in Los Angeles Airport Hilton.
Oh, that is fantastic. Okay.
And you can come and stay the weekend. If you don't live in LA, please stay with us. Stay with us. That's really great. And we're very near the airport too.
That's absolutely incredible. I am so excited to be back again next year.
Yeah, and
Yeah, thank you so much. We'll be there with the booth.
and your healing experiences too there as well.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we'll be there. I love the energy this year. We were there as well. This past February,
Yeah.
but we'll be back next year, 2024. So Conscious Life Expo 2024, February 9 to the 12th. Come and check on the website, consciouslifeexpo.com. There's time to sign up right now. Thank you so much for coming today. It was amazing. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next year too. Thank you so much. That was awesome. Can you grab Peter for me, please? So I know that some of you. Yes, you can grab Peter for me. Peter. And if people think the sound is awful, they can hear.
Okay,
So
what do we
we're
got?
working on the sound, everybody. I know people do asking about
Okay,
it.
what do we have, folks? Okay, what do we got?
Yes, I'm live on the air. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, people and I work anyway.
Okay, hold on just a moment.
Sound, everybody, just stay with us. Apparently it's very chubby. It comes all the time.
Well, that's going to happen. The choppy that you have to speak up. Crisp is actually going to give us the best audio we can, but the problem is if you're not speaking up into the microphone,
We're gonna.
it's going to mix up all the because it's really loud here.
Yeah.
It's going to mix up all of that. So you're going to have to really, and it should be fine. So how do I come across now, Jeff?
Alrighty, so we'll do our best. You can-
Okay, so we just need to speak up
Okay.
because there's so much ambient noise.
So you want to share about your experience at the conference?
Yes, the contact in the desert has been interesting this year. It's a different energy than it was in 2019 last time we were here. It's definitely different. The attendance level is a lot lower than it was in 2019 last time we were here. The energy's different. I don't know. It just feels different. I know the organizers are looking for more of a scientific grounding for this particular event, Mara. So there's less spirituality and more scientific, data-driven type information. Now, I just feel that they're missing that gap of, how Stephen Greer would actually look at it going, oh, spiritually, we need to connect look in our heart and connect with the ETs. It's like, well, if that's the case and we're supposed to be looking into our heart and becoming more one, and how are we supposed to do that with this type of event when we can't even connect spiritual because they want to look at only the data-driven people that come in with all of their pictures and videos and all that. So it seems like it's a contradiction in what the message is with the new contact in the desert. So I don't know.
Well, there's definitely a transition in terms of the energy. And I'll tell you, when we were driving here on Thursday, I got a phone call from one of the co-organizers and says, hey, we have other opportunity opening for speakers. Would you like to speak this year? So I ended up being a speaker here at Contact. And I did a lecture yesterday. You can see my badge here. See? I ended up doing an Arcturian lecture and very powerful quantum activation right at a conference. And I'll tell you, people already, even with last minute changes, people were coming and attending my lecture with the Arcturian and the activations. And even the staff of the conference where he can hear about it and the feedback, and people come to tell me how much this is exactly what they need. So there's a change in mentality, there's a change of directions. The community wants to come together. There's no more separation between UFO and spiritual. We're coming back together. It's two facets of the same coin, so to speak, if that makes sense, Jeff.
Yeah. Are you implying that maybe that the audience is a whole lot smarter than they were 3 years ago?
More awakened for sure. And we'll invite somebody else to come say hello for us. Can we come a bit closer? Can you just come closer? Okay. Alrighty. Well, welcome.
Okay.
Welcome to the Infinite Star Connections.
Thank you.
You are welcome. This is my friend and co-host, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
Hey, how are you?
I'm very good. Very good.
So can you please introduce yourself for the audience?
So my name is Robert Quicksilver, and besides for being a father and grandfather, I'm also the producer of the Conscious Life Expo.
The producer, I mean, we're in here for a treat. We have you right here on the show talking about the Conscious Life Expo, but you are the producer. How many years have you been producing the Conscious Life Expo?
I did the first show in 2002.
The first show in 2002.
2000, maybe 2003.
Okay, 2002, 2003.
I'm not sure.
But we're talking about like
22 or 23,
well,
a long time.
and in your experience, what changes have you witnessed in terms of the energy of the Conscious Life Expo, the directions? What have you
I have
observed?
an answer for that. It used to be that a lot of the things that we talk about, the kind of health and healing modalities and even some esoteric stuff, it's now much more mainstream. So health, people are just healthier, I think, and because they have new access. So the expo in the beginning, we were kind of revolutionaries at the time, but now it's really mainstream, the whole emphasis on health and healing. And I think there's a lot of modalities, a lot of ways people are getting health and healing, and it's universal. So that's one of the things that have changed over the years. That
I can see the change, and I feel also that people are more ready to embrace healthier balanced, holistic way of living.
Exactly. And they are just ready for that. I think there's been a lot of them. You know, and the whole generation has come up with, and their parents have taught this to them. So they're really ready for like the next step in having creating a healthy world. And
Absolutely.
lifestyles.
No, I agree with you. They're ready for the next step. They're ready to live more fulfilled life,
Absolutely.
whether it's body, mind, spirit, and heart connections.
Absolutely.
Have you also noticed a change in terms of the community or people coming together, community sense?
Well, here's what's happened. In my experience, is that some generational transformation. So I'm older, and you know most of the people have been at the show 10 and 20 years. But there's like a whole generation of young people who are in their 20s who are, but for them, this is like old stuff, and so their revolution is not like the way that we did it, you know, 10, 15 years ago. They're all these young. And so one of my sons is kind of, you know, producing more of the events. And he's bringing a whole new generation, like 20 and 25-year-old.
That's a very good point you're making. Even your son bring more events. There's new generations coming in. You know,
Absolutely. Very important.
25, even some of the early 30s
Yeah.
are coming in a point where they're ready. They bring in the next generation of events, energy. I love that. I'm glad that your son even is stepping forward.
You'll have to meet him. But yeah, you'll have to meet him at the show.
Oh, that would be lovely.
And
Lovely.
yeah, so all the people around me are all younger. I mean, you know, I mean that's to me, but Christine, all the other people, everyone's like, there's a whole new generation of energy that's like, you know, I'm kind of, yeah, I don't want to retire, but you know, I don't read things that the young people read, so I don't really even know who's popular,
Right.
who's doing this work for that. I don't even know. So really rely on a lot of young people around me to bring new content.
I like that. I love what you're saying. It's to interweave a multi-generational of new consciousness, energy, teachings. And that is great news. I can see the chat going, I love that. This is really great news because you're right. It's multi-generational coming together to form and interweave the next level of reality.
Right.
And you are pioneers, so we need the pioneers. We need those like you who are experienced. We can guide those who are rising.
Well, the challenge is you know, as a revolutionary, I think we all have to be revolutionaries. So so the challenge is like as we get older, we kind of get stuck, but we create structures. And so the challenge having an ongoing revolution is to break the structure and rebuild it.
Ah, yes.
So I think that's kind of what I'm hoping and seeing is so much a rejection or a negation of our experience, but just, I don't know, not so much blowing it up, but, you know, taking it apart and building it.
Absolutely. We're rebuilding. It's the dismantling of a very old structure. And it's the rebuilding on a complete new one. And that's completely fit the paradigm of conscious living. And I feel that's pretty much entwined with Conscious Life Expo. The theme, the energy, the movement.
Right. Well, as it's evolved, you know, in the beginning, it was just kind of a show like in other shows, but you know, we've kind of like grown into it, and the whole community has grown into it, and you know, and it's great. You know, it's great, and it's great having Vivian at the show. It's just really makes my day. It's really good.
Oh, that's so sweet. I'm so happy to be back again next year.
Wonderful.
We had such an amazing experience this year at the Conscious Life Expo in Los Angeles, California. And then again, let's take the date, weekend of
February. I can never remember the date. So some weekend in February, it's like the 7th or the 9th, but I'd go to the website, consciouslifeexpo.com. It's right there on the homepage. I could say it and be wrong, so I would just direct people to the website.
Perfect. We'll make sure we have the website in the chat room for everyone to see.
Type it in www.consciouslifeexpo.com.
Conscious Like, oh no. There you go, everyone.
There you go. Right. So that, that's the URL, and we're just building it up for actually, it's pretty far along for next February. So it's great. Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you come sign up for this. You have plenty of time between now and February of 2024. People are going to be there. Come see Robert, Silver, Serena, Christine. There will be other amazing
speakers and exhibitors. 250 exhibitors.
Oh my God, this is awesome.
It's really awesome.
I am so privileged to be a part of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, we appreciate it so much. Thank you for all your work. Thank you. Thank you so much. Excellent. Yes. Wow, this is incredible. Thank you again. Wow, see, you never know who you meet. Isn't that incredible? I mean, yes, thank you so much again. I mean, we have the producer directly of Conscious Life Expo saying hello. Isn't it incredible, everybody?
Yeah,
I know you like it. I can. What's that?
You said grab his card.
Oh yes, yes. I'm gonna show here. Here, I'm gonna show right now. This is the website, consciouslifeexpo.com. It is February 9th to the 12th, 2024, everybody. So I wanted just to show you. Sorry about that. So we are live here at Contact in the Desert. I want to talk about the banquet from yesterday. I was there with my great friend, Dr. Bob Stoll from Florida, and we were at the banquet sitting in the ballroom, and they were, giving Life Achievement Award. And Jeff, can you please share the first picture I show you of Richard Dolan? Richard Dolan, who is here as a speaker, you received yesterday during the banquet the Life Achievement Award for all of his work, the research, documentaries, book series, and he was very moved. It was incredible to watch him receiving this award and being so humbled by it. Let me show the picture right now. There you go. I took this picture yesterday. This is Richard Dolan, everyone, during the banquet, receiving the Life Achievement Award. And it's a beautiful hologram. It's like a cube that is reflecting the face holographically of the winner inside of it. It was really amazing to watch. So I want to share that with you about what I witnessed yesterday. And then the other recipient of also Life Achievement Award were doctors JJ and Desiree Pertak. And I had a joy of spending time with them at a dinner, and they too received the Life Achievement Award. Can you bring a second picture for me, my friend?
Yep, hang on 1 second.
Of course. But I took those pictures so you can really see what is really going on here, and the joy, and to see those speakers like, Richard Dolan, the doctors JJ and Desiree Pertak. They've been around for over 30 years plus. They've been around for 30 years plus. So to see them being recognized for their work is really extraordinary. So here's a picture of both Doctors JJ and Desiree Pertak with me at a table. They just received their award at that time, and I was there to celebrate that moment in life with them. It was quite a privilege. Very happy to be part of this, amazing opportunity. And so, alrighty. Are you looking for something? Okay. So I'm going to have somebody else to come say hello right now. It's a wonderful artist who I met a few months ago.
Put that in your right ear. Right ear.
On your right here, so you can hear my post. I'm going to bring someone. I want to introduce someone really amazing. He's a vendor here at Contact. Very talented, very of the art. You're going to love his energy. So he's coming up right now. Come on in. Perfect. Hey, you are. I'm so happy to see you today.
Good to see you, Vivian. Thank you so much for having me. It's
Oh, of
wonderful.
course. It's a pleasure. And this is my co-host, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff. How are you, buddy? I'm well. I can't hear through this.
Yeah, for some reason. But you know what? Jeff, can you hear us? Okay, we're not able to hear you, but I'll ask you to figure out in a moment. I'm thrilled to welcome you to the Infinite Star Connection podcast.
Okay.
I've been doing a podcast for about 3 years now, and we have the best audience. People are amazing from everywhere. Can you please introduce your beautiful self to our audience?
Oh my gosh. Real pleasure to be here, guys. And thank you for having me. My name is John Ferris. I'm a jewelry artist from Sedona, Arizona. And I have had this gift come in 2010 where I started making these activational amulets.
Look at that.
Whoops, here we go. Using crystals, and basically what's happening is the coils and the weaves that I put on the amulets amplify the frequency of the crystal, and they've helped so many people activate their auras and so many things in their lives to really give them a lot of benefit. And I feel like people that are attracted to my work are really moving into the next level of their lives. And Vivian's actually had an experience with one of my amulets at one of the previous conferences that we've had. So really honored to be here.
To the other piece, it's outstanding. I mean, look at this, everyone. Look at the craftsmanship and the energy. I know you.
So this is a blue topaz with 3 faceted amethysts here. And like I said, they're very activational. And people ask me, why don't you make earrings or cuffs or anything like that? And I really just like making amulets that activate the heart chakra and activate the biofield. There you go, of course.
I'm holding one right now in my hands. So imagine the energy feeling on the camera. If you can feel it right now, everyone, imagine in person and wearing it. It really activates. I remember the beautiful one that you gave me so graciously. That was back in March in Sedona during the Ascension Retreat Conference. And the moment I held it like I'm holding right now, right away I felt an immediate activation, like opening of all of my senses. And it was absolutely incredible. I've never seen anything quite like it. Tell us, how long have you been creating this very unique, more than jewelry activators? How long have you been creating them?
Well, the gift came in 2010, and it's quite an interesting story because jewelry was never really on my radar to do. But in 2008, I was actually living in Northern California working with medical marijuana, and I became very allergic to the plant and started asking Spirit for a new direction in my life. And it's fascinating. 2 years went by, maybe my ears were plugged or something like that, but I didn't get a message for 2 years. But 2 years, 2010 rolled around, went into a friend's shop and bought this amulet that it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. And the following day, the woman, she called me up and she's like, Ferris, you got to bring that back. That was my partner's. I wasn't supposed to sell it to you. And I was like, oh my God. So that was the impetus for me to say, you know what? I'm going to learn how to make one of these for myself. I self-taught myself, and within a month or so, I realized I had this gift for it. And I had no idea how activating these are. And since the beginning, I've never made any design plans with them. It's really channeled information. A lot of people say they're 5D codes that are coming down through the ethers into third dimension through me. And I just love it. And I love doing custom work because I'll tune into the person's higher self and get the codes and frequencies for the next level of their life. So yeah, 2010 has been when it came in, and just really honored to share my gift with the world. It's helped so many people.
And I can tell, and what I love about not only what you're creating, but it's coming from you. I feel such a heart energy about you. It's very heart, soul, and heart connection. And I remember feeling that energy coming from you first. And that energy emanates directly into your beautiful creation. Again, look at this one in particular. You can feel, you can tell. Wow, right, Jeff? Can you feel it?
No, I can't feel it, but it looks very complicated.
I mean, it's just look from the side.
Yeah, the coils. Maybe you could zoom in on the coils on the back, and so they could see that. Yeah, the coils are amplifying the frequency, and if you put them in a circle, that would create a toroid field that's moving the energy through the crystal that I'm working with.
Was perfect. Thank you for letting me to show everyone in a close up
Oh my
the
God.
complexity. And John and our booth were like right in alignment. We can see each other from the booth.
Yeah,
I love that.
and we had a really serious heart connection. I just was immediately drawn to our resonance, our frequencies that we share, and I'm just so honored to meet you. And really, I just want to say thank you so much for the work that you're putting out in the world and making this place a better place. It's just incredible.
Thank you so much, John. Vice versa. I mean, the energy, I can feel it. There's a love energy. There's so much energy. Yes, I'm going to put, John, where's your website? I'm going to type it right now.
Okay, John Ferris, Farris, FA, not FE. You got FE. FA, John FA, Visionary,
Is that the website?
Visionary Arts, John Ferris Visionary Arts.
Okay.
.com.
John is like perfect that way?
Yep.
Yeah, first visionaryarts.com, correct? All right, everybody, it's coming right up. There you go. I'm going to show it on the screen as well. There you go. This is John Ferris, visionaryarts.com. This is where the magic is. I'm going to invite everyone, go explore, feel it. Very much, really high vibration, heart energy. I mean, it's just phenomenal.
Thank you so much. It's my passion, and thank you guys so much for being here. And I just wishing all of you and all of us here joy and miracles in every step, and that we're just fully aligned with our highest divine joy path.
I like that. What a powerful message. Thank you very much, John.
You're so welcome. Thanks for having me. Have a wonderful day, guys.
Have a wonderful day. We'll see
Okay,
you.
guys. Take care. I love you.
Much love to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you again, John.
Thank you so much for having me. I
Oh.
love you.
Love you
Let
too.
me know if I can do anything for you.
Oh, you're awesome. Thank you, John. Wow. Isn't that incredible? So how's everybody feeling about it? I'd like to hear some comments, the energy of the place. Oh, we have somebody incredible coming right now. Don't tell anybody, but one of my favorites people.
How are you?
It's just to hear my beautiful Jeff. You're going to be able to hear him.
Oh, look at us.
Yeah. Hey. Look who's coming, everybody. Yes. Oh my God. I'm so happy you're taking the time to come and talk to us because you were a speaker too.
Yes. And we both spoke on the same day at the same time.
We both spoke yesterday, Saturday at the same time. So we were holding space for each other. Which
Yes.
was amazing. So
Yeah, it was awesome.
it was awesome. Jeff, my co-host, my dear friend, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Craig Campobasso, and I write books. I have the Extraterrestrial Species Almanac.
I
Oh, you do? Cool.
Yep.
and UFO Hotspot Compendium, and a book series called The Autobiography of an Extraterrestrial Saga, and The Filmmaker, The Stranger at the Pentagon, and the soon-to-be Extraterrestrial Species Almanac documentary, in which Vivian Chauvet will appear. So, yeah, we will have that out next year sometime.
Thank you, thank you. So when is the documentary?
Well, we don't have an exact date,
Or just-
but we're 3/4 of the way done.
Oh, cool.
And it really is a long process. Putting everything together, and I'm going to do a shout out to Salier in England, our wonderful artist. She did so many renditions, amazing renditions of extraterrestrials and different things for the documentary. Some of them we animated, some of them we made 3D, and so people are going to get a whole really cool experience and seeing a lot of it. So we did a little CGI with some of this. It's amazing. They can take a flat picture, blow it up into 3D, animate it, and put atmosphere and all kinds of stuff around it. That's really cool.
Oh my God, that's going to be a phenomenal
Yeah.
documentary.
Wait till you see the reptilians coming. Oh my God.
They always,
Scary.
when they come to me in my dream. Okay, I have to share something now that you brought it up. Friday, we were in Sedona. Peter and I were in Sedona because I was speaking at the Cryon event, the Love Connection in Sedona. And the night between Thursday night and Friday, right before the workshop, in astral plane, I had a group of reptilian who came to me. And you know why?
Why?
They said, we need your help. And you're the one who can help us. And I'm like, you've been on my tail all my life. Now you want my help?
Not all reptilians are bad.
No, I
Oh,
know.
that's for sure. That's definite. Definite. Yeah.
But it's just a synchronicity of you mentioning the
Yeah.
CGI in the documentary.
And all of that. Yes, of course. And the basic rule, again, all of the races want everyone to know, judge the individual, not the race.
That's well said.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I did. So I told this group of reptilian, I said, as a Nocturian being, we always provide assistance. It's an invitation to return to the light, to reactivate
Yes.
the God spark within ourselves, to return to prime creators. So I'm glad you're mentioning that because
Yeah.
it just happened.
Absolutely. Yes, and we give everybody fair share. We've got good reptilians, bad reptilians, neutral, everything with all the races. Same with human extraterrestrial races as well. And of course, we explore the angelic realm and Melchizedek's and all of these really amazing things. We also have, Dr. Desiree and J.J. Hurtak as a part of the film as well. So, I mean, they're just, The Keys of Enoch blew me away, was one of the first books when I was waking up when I read that book. And I mean, oh,
Absolutely.
amazing. He's just a brilliant man.
All right, just the knowledge is phenomenal. In fact, I was talking right before you came on. I show a picture of doctors JJ and Desiree with me at a table last night at the banquet. I was sitting with them.
Yeah.
When they received their life achievement award. Isn't that incredible?
That is amazing.
I am so happy for them.
Oh, they so deserve it. And I was able to get pictures and I texted it to them. So
Oh
they
yeah,
texted me this morning. Oh, thank you so much for the pictures.
oh good.
Yeah,
I
that
took
was
the
amazing.
picture with it.
That happens once in a lifetime achievement award, right?
Exactly. No,
Yeah.
absolutely 100%. And we were on site to witness and support their achievement by receiving award.
Absolutely.
I want to go back to your books because so many people absolutely love them. He's awesome. Love the books. So I want to see if there's a website or place people can find the books.
Oh,
You-
sure.
Okay.
Yes. If you want to learn about Valiant Thor or Stranger at the Pentagon, just go to strangeratthepentagon.com. You can watch the short film I made there on Valiant Thor. I'm gearing up to make the feature film, raising the money
Stranger Witness with a Stranger
at
Addict.
the Pentagon, Pent. Yeah, P-E-N-T, yeah, P-E-N-T-A-G-O-N.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. And my other book website is autobiography. I'll wait till you catch up. Autobiography of 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 ANET.com. Autobiography of ET.com. And that's where you can find, let me just look really quick. No, of OF on ET.com. People who, by the way, people who are not into this field call it autobiography of Annette instead of ET.
Oh, really?
So there on the homepage, you can find the autobiography of an extraterrestrial, my book series, four-part book. Amazing information. It's about a Pleiadian named Tehran, and everyone gets to go along Tehran's journey. They explain that out of every 200,000 births up in the cosmos, one person will be born dualistic in a fully conscious society, so that that person can learn from the fully conscious beings, and the actual fully conscious beings need a soundboard of somebody who is dualistic. So he's a dualistic Pleiadian who's 7'7" with long blonde hair and Nordic. And, so the books are about him, but the actual reader, as they're going through all the books, get to learn how to become fully conscious along with him. So the reader is actually Tehran, which is really cool. And then if you click in the tab other books, that's where you can find the UFO Hotspot Compendium. That's my latest MUFON book. And the Extraterrestrial Species Almanac, which is also a MUFON.
Oh, yeah. The Species Almanac is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm telling you, it's like such a comprised referral books. You want to learn about the different species, whether it's humanoid, non-humanoid,
Right.
Artificial, so to speak, and the category.
Yeah.
The summary, you can really have a core essence of understanding where they're from, what they believe in, structure, and there's some graphics associated with each
Yes.
civilization.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just amazing. I have this book by my computer in my healing room. And when I'm doing a lot of starseed reading, galactic quick reference, I go and grab.
Yes.
People ask me, what can I find a book? That's the book.
That's the book. Yes. And it's really compiled from real live face-to-face contactee cases with hybrids, such as yourself and many of my other friends, and, who are very connected, me being Pleiadian. And, so it's a very concise reference guide with all of these different things. I was talking to Paul Hynek, who's going to come by here and be on your show in a little bit as well. Of course, for those of you who don't know, J.M. Hynek's son was also in the documentary, and and he was just there were so many things that he hadn't even heard of. Like he didn't even, what's a rocket? I just heard about a rocket. I just heard about this. I just heard about that. So I was explaining to him, and I said, because, a lot of people, if they're not into this, they say that they just don't believe it. So that's why there are so many experiencers in the world, because they have their own experience. And what I did in the beginning is it just shifted me and it changed me into a more positive person that all my friends said we're doing differently. And then I would share with them. I never forced it upon them or anything like that, but when they would notice, they would ask. And I would say, I'm really going down the spiritual path. I'm trying to merge my light, my dark, work through all of any kind of issues that I have, you know, and get in there. And so, you know, I went through a 2-year initiation process with three university master teachers for 2 years when it was 26 to 28. And it all culminated at the end of at the end of the 2 years in Mount Shasta with the great I Am. And, you know, all of that information has autobiography of yeah, it's amazing. And for people, if they really want a deep dive.
Exactly. I was going to say the same thing. If you want a deep dive
Yeah.
and better understand and also,
Yeah.
you know, our place in the universe and to know how much we are part of a very expensive, not only universe, but communities.
Right.
It's about so I mean, look at the
Absolutely.
diversity of life on this planet alone. Can you
Right.
imagine?
Well, and it's like I tell people, the thing is when you connect, and especially when you get to the point where you do connect to source, you're actually connecting to the galactic community. And like I say, when I meditate, I go onto the universal mind internet, and sometimes those beings will pop in and say hello, say a word. They might just be there for a minute and smile, and you just get their emanation of beautiful energy. And sometimes they give you great metaphors to, you know, ponder. They're never going to tell you how to do something or to live your life ever, even if you were to ask them, right? Everything, because that is, you are your own person to go down that road. So,
Absolutely. There's a guidance, teachings, there will be loving wisdom. Let's always take in the context of where the person journey is to support, be supportive of them so they can continue to thrive and explore. It's all about a solution. It really is about the solution. And this is something that in the enlightened intergalactic civilizations of the world, because we have reached that mastery. So we can see the master in here's the path, here's a suggested path that interweave with what you need to learn, but the soul is to integrate in.
absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that's the positive. That's a very important distinction in terms of who do I listen? I'm confused. You know, there's so many. And how do I know? How do you know is exactly what you just said.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it's the thing is that it's not for, it's for you to know and for you to experience, and it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. You know, if you want to share it, you can, but you don't know what different people's reactions to it might be, that type of thing. But if you keep yourself grounded in it, you know, people, like somebody said to me the other day, you're so grounded and you talk about this information as
That's true.
if it's, you know, as if you know. And I said, well, I do, because it comes from my own experience, and I always say it's my experience. And if you can take something from what I'm saying and you can learn from it, then that's great.
Exactly. I'm so sync with you right now.
Yeah.
Jeff, my friend, do you have a question for our amazing guest today? Do you have a question for Greg today, Jeff?
No, just listening and just watching the chat, and everybody's liking everything. And Craig, get a hold of me. I got some info for you, hopefully, that you can use for Val Thor.
Oh, great. Absolutely.
Excellent.
Yes.
I'll make sure you got all the information.
Okay. That will be
I'll
great.
provide that when I send you the email.
Okay. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes. We did that yesterday. I did the whole hour and 45-minute talk on Val Thor and Dr. Frank Strange's and making of the short film that I did. And then interestingly enough, somebody put a bunch of Fate magazines out on the tables, and it's about the early contactees. There's a whole couple of pages on Dr. Frank Strange's, and then they mentioned me at the end, unbeknownst to us, because, you know, we sort of came on the roster at the last minute. So
Well, I have a personal question for you, and I'm a very curious being.
Yes.
So, with all this absolutely incredible work, plus within the master teaching, what do you feel about your own star connections? What do you feel for you? And maybe a little bit closer to home.
Well, I will tell you, when I came in to this world, I was very connected to my mother. I know that we had been together so many times, and when I was woken at age 26 by 3 Universal Master teachers, the very first time I heard the word Pleiades, I wrote down and saw, and I realized that that was where I was from. And this was early on in the journey as you learn, as you go along and you grow. They took me through a 2-year waking process, doing different kinds of things. So they were getting me from 0 to 100 in 2 years. Right. And of course, that's just to get me to the place to start writing the material. Right. And then from there, we just keep growing and growing and growing and learning more. And the more you learn, you go, the more I know, the less I know, because there's so much to know that it just keeps going and it just keeps expanding. Created beings, angels, they're constantly learning. They're on a different level of consciousness than us, but they were created to watch over us. And they're some of them are assigned to planets, like Valiant Thor is assigned to, and he is watching over this earth. He's here for the whole transformation. He will not be leaving at all until the earth is transformed as fully conscious and has rejoined universal society.
Oh, universal, absolutely. And that's exactly what we're doing. In fact, only yesterday we were speaking at the same time as we with the Arcturian delegation. We took the group into a very powerful Arcturian quantum level of activation that was completely supporting what you were bringing with your teachings, the energy. And I can feel that we were creating a cohesive intergalactic space of pure energy. And I can tell you that is shifting the vibration,
Yes.
the very fabric of what contact in the desert can potentially continue to evolve.
Yes.
And that's why I perceive it as a spark.
Us together is amazing.
Yes.
Right? Like every time I'm with you or with Peter, my energy escalates. Like right now, I feel like I'm a helium balloon. Right? I feel very light. I've always, and it's, because of your high vibration, all of that. It's just, so it's just so magic.
It is really magical.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think everybody, if they really want to see the extraterrestrial species almanac documentary, I'm pretty sure we're going to have it premiere here at Contact in the Desert next year. And a lot of the people who are actually in the film, it's not your normal UFO people. It's all going to be different people. It's going to be the real contactees. We even sent part of our team. We sent part of our team to a man who's in contact with Clarions into the deep, deep parts of Italy. They said they had to take a plane. They had to get in a car to go to a certain place, to get in another car. They had to pick up a translator. And then they drove for 5 hours off of mountains that had cliffs, and they were terrified just to get to this remote village to interview this man who has rarely been interviewed about his face-to-face contact with aquariums. And of course, he shared the actual photographs with us, and you're going to get to learn about all of the different things about that. That's what I find fascinating, is learning about who these beings are, why they're here. And you're going to get to find out about those things, and you're going to hear them right from contactees, mouse, hybrids, mouse, and then other really big experts in the business, especially on hybrid and a little thing, Yvonne Smith, Bourbon Lamb, and the section, but also how many different ways the hybrid can come into being.
And that's a really good point. That's something that
Yeah.
personally touches me a lot because I always says when I talk about, well, I'm an Arcturian being
Right.
in a human hybrid form. In my case, I can talk that I am genetically a prototype
Yeah.
that was engineered with the consent of generations of souls who were involved.
Yeah.
And even the Andromedan were part of this to help us create a perfect matrix, the perfect holographic template to me. So when I use the word hybrid, it's very done into that context. It cannot be applied as loosely as hybrid overall. Because hybrids are made to be lived on the original spark and became to a human template that was created by the union of two humans. But once in the vision, then the star family comes in, can add some aspect to support the life of the star seed that can be classified as hybrid. But the implication is completely different.
It's amazing, and how Tehran explains it, because he is a professor at the highest university level at Melchizedek, and he's in charge of the star seeds that are incarnating into Earth, and also the mighty messengers. So star seeds, even if it's their first time, they have a very hard time coming here, being realistic, and there's so many things that they have to go through. And then lifetime after lifetime, they come in and they will have different lifetimes as every color, every race, every creed, every sexuality, so that they understand the oneness, the wholeness of creation. And then when they have finished this long, long journey, if they would choose to come in as a mighty messenger, then they will choose to teach the masses, because now they have the pedigree to do it better.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Precisely. And that's just to illustrate the complexity of what the soul wants to experience in order to pinpoint, okay, now I'm going to come back in a specific point on the timeline. Then I'm going to embody these virtues, these qualities that I went through. And then I'm going to bring in it changes completely the vibration of the consciousness.
Yes.
One thing we talked about yesterday during the lecture is we know that ultimately we all are divine fractal of the divine creator.
Yes.
Well, it says at the same time, honor who you are in this life, because this is how you choose to serve friends.
That's right. That's right.
And that brings back
That's right. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love the Clarions and a couple other races all say too, they say we are all the same material from the original primordial atom.
Yes.
And so we are all one and the same, just in different embodiments and experiences. I was trying to talk to some people this morning about what a soul split is when you get very advanced in your soul, you can split off and go up to 7 bodies, because it's a spiritual number, and it could be on other planets, it would be here. I knew of 2 people who knew here that they was from the same soul split, and they were friends here, and they were very, very connected. Saying my whole body just rings with shoes, and the interesting thing about that is from time to time, you will connect with that other being, right? Because when you have finished your tutelage in all of these different worlds at the same time, then you come back and you fuse all that learning, and then you see what you want to go from there. If you want to just go up again, you can stay, you can do, if you want to go into the next dimension, if you want to go back into another split, if you just want to go and be a master teacher, or teach at Melchizedek, or you know, something of that nature.
Oh, absolutely. And the sphere of existence are really open. You can really tap into a different level. Conscious knowledge. And how you bring those pieces.
Yeah.
In terms of what aspect you want to embody.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I know this is like so much fun, right? Hope everybody's enjoying it.
Absolutely.
Yes, it's absolutely amazing. And again, I want to welcome everyone who's joining us live today. I know that this is in a conference setting. I know that there's some sound issues, but you know what? This is all part of the experience of
That's
being
right.
live
Yes.
at a conference. So just enjoy, feel the energy, be with us. I am so excited for the documentary next year.
I'm so excited. I can't wait. I know you haven't seen it, but when you see it, you're going to be so thrilled and so excited. I mean, it's really in a good place. Yeah, and it's got a web where people are going to understand the galactic community, the angelic community, the celestial community. We even have a man who spent 13 days with a celestial being and learned about the physical realm, the astral realm, and the celestial realm. And he's going to relay all those teachings also in the documentary, which is really fascinating.
It's amazing. And to feel the energy, we're kind of opening the future timeline right here.
Yes.
By saying we're right here in the 9th edition of this Contact in the Desert, and to know that the 10th edition next year, 2024, we're going in the future now.
Yes.
You said it could be a fantastic art platform to come and do
Yes, exactly. Right.
documentary, to share that with everyone.
I think it'd be great to get a panel together of everyone who is in it, because so many people that are here already are in that documentary.
Exactly. Well, I'm going to be here.
Me too. Me too.
We're going to be here together. Absolutely. Yeah, you spent so much time with us. What a pleasure.
Oh, thank you so much. Love you guys. I love you guys so much.
We'll bring it back. Is that right, Jeff?
Yes. All right, everybody.
Thanks, Craig.
Thank you so much. We'll bring you back.
Yeah.
Talk about all the details.
Yes, absolutely.
We'll do a special.
Okay, perfect. Oh my God. Okay. Do you want, if I see Paul out there, do you want me to send him? Let me go look.
Yeah. That's you can get Paula would be great.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Oh my goodness.
You have two.
The feeling is really incredible. I know you're enjoying it. I can feel that. Looking forward to everything. Yeah, the documentary, the learning, the teaching. Well, one thing I want to share with all of you from my intergalactic perspective is whether you work with celestial beings, other intergalactic groups, and all of it, you will see if you listen carefully and you pay attention, ultimately all the teachings are really coming together. And we are really speaking of very similar teachings.
Yeah.
It's just to show you how much we are ready today.
Hi,
Hey,
how are you? I'm wonderful.
welcome. We have a surprise guest. How about that? Welcome to the Infinite Star Connection.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, it's wonderful to have you. We are live. This is my co-host, Jeff.
Aloha, Jeff.
Hey, how are you?
I'm wonderful.
I wish I was there.
Well, you're missing a great show. There's a wonderful vibe here, and I'm excited because we've got a lot of fans here for Olaloa and our vitamin company here.
Yes, can you please introduce yourself?
You bet. I'm Gregory Cunyon. I'm the founder of Olaloa Products and drinkyourvitamins.com. This is one of our products right here.
You've been drinking it.
It's a fabulous product. It replaces about a dozen vitamin pills, mixes with a half a glass of water, and you're getting 36 vitamins, minerals, amino acids, digestives, electrolytes, and osmolytes. And most importantly, it's supporting methylation and methyltransferase, which is the most important biochemical process that goes on in every cell of your body. And I'm happy to inform you, we're also the best vitamin drink of natural news as well.
Congratulations. How long have you been involved with?
Well, I have a kind of an interesting story. My father was the founder of orthomolecular medicine in America. So my dad, in 1967, he was the first medical doctor in the U.S. to start doing vitamin testing with his patients. And that was unheard of back in those days. In fact, my father comes from a conventional medical background, University of Minnesota, Cornell, New York Hospital, did his postdoctoral fellowship at Stanford. But he was curious. He asked a question in 1967, and he wanted to know, is it possible that my patient is malnourished? So he did what a scientist would do. He took some blood, sent it to the lab, and much to his amazement, his patient was malnourished. Well, by the time he got to 1,000 patients, it was 100%. Nothing is 100% in medicine. But would you believe that sick people would be malnourished?
Wow.
Amazing. A novel concept. So that really changed the way my dad thought and how he was able to function as a medical doctor, and it changed his whole medical practice. In 1968, my dad had another question, and that was, is it possible my patient is toxic? So my dad started the hair test and doing hair biopsy, checking for lead, mercury, cadmium, arsenic, fluoride, and it was astonishing the amount of toxicity he was finding. Of course, later, by the 80s, we were looking into cholinesterase factor and pesticides and determining who was chemically sensitive. But the real breakthrough, I think, in my dad's work came in the early 80s when he recognized that nutrition is circulation. Circulation is nutrition. So if you block your blood circulation, not stop your blood circulation, just lower through clotting activity, by default, you become malnourished. About 2/3 of the population suffer from hypercoagulation, thick blood syndrome. And as a result, they become malnourished. And of course, they get set up for the major diseases, heart disease, stroke, cancer, and blood vessel damage.
Physical symptoms.
Right.
Can you tell us more about the product itself?
Well, it's interesting. I have to admit, Olaloa was made in large measure because I was selfish and I wanted to have something for my child at the time, who was 2 years old. So he's 28 now. And it was interesting. It was because of that, I started talking directly to our patients, and I realized, very few people like taking a handful of vitamin pills.
That is so true. And the more you have, it feels like the more the list goes, and then the counter is filled with bottles, and you're like, how am I going to?
Well, and the more you look into it, the more you realize tablets are the worst.
Oh, yes.
Oftentimes they don't break down. They can cause stomach upset. And you spend $1, 90% goes right down the drain. So I said to my father, I said, we have to stop our project. Because we were in the process of developing this as 5 different products. And I said, we're going to find a way to be able to do this and make it tasteful without having to resort to artificial sweeteners, without having to excess sugar. This is the equivalent of one bite of a pear. And it comes in individual packets. Mixes just with a half a glass of water. And the word energy, this is our foundation product. We consider it fuel. But it's not stimulant based. So you're getting through the methylation cycle. Your body produces creatine, carnitine, CoQ10, calmodulin, and SAMe. So these are your energy regulators, both cellular and muscle. At the same time, it makes your neurotransmitters. Methylation is so essential. Your neurotransmitters are made through this process. So norepinephrine, epinephrine, adrenaline, all made through this process. It looks complicated, but this is the life force right there. You can get this on our website and you can learn more about it. Certainly, anybody who's been doing anything in the arena of genetic testing and finding out their mutations, you'll find that all those mutations are supported by Olaloa. And what we're doing is supporting it from start to finish. The methylation cycle is not just about getting methyl groups in. but it's about getting methyl out through the production of sarcosine. And one of the big factors that we address with our product is a toxic intermediary called homocysteine. Homocysteine is an essential of life, but for a lot of people, they don't process it very well. And for these people, it can become deadly.
I love that. If I may just
Sure.
I'm showing a website right now. What I love about the energy brothers research, the energy compassion of really want to nourish, sustain, help people. It's what we call to bring in soul body fusion. Because we talk about, soul evolution and the molecular connection, all of it. At the same time, we have to feed our body template and to be able to feel nourished, the absorption of nutrients, with everything that we create.
And ultimately, like I say, I come back to this essential point that seems so simple. It's not just what you put in your mouth. It's not just what gets into your stomach. Ultimately, it's what's delivered to the cells. And for the majority of the population out there, it's commonplace to see that they are at risk for low blood flow due to this hypercoagulation phenomenon, whether it be homocysteine, or fibrinogen, or lipoprotein A, or factor 2 or factor 5 small dense LDL, or a combination thereof. You can have a significant reduction of blood flow. And another way to look at it is when you lower blood flow, don't stop blood flow, just lower blood flow. In essence, what you're doing is you are suffocating your cells. So inflammation gets worse. It's very difficult to heal the damage. So you get people who are on a roller coaster. They just don't get well. If you take all of our patients, put them on a spreadsheet, those with the most blood viscosity, clotting activity at the top of the list, and those with normal blood viscosity at the bottom. The one thing that everyone at the top of the list has in common, they're all disabled. These are patients who they get sick, they stay sick. And right now, of course, let's face it, what's happening right now? We knew at the beginning of COVID with regards to spike protein. Spike protein induces clotting. And we're hearing a lot of anecdotal information, which I think is pretty clear. I think Ed Dowd has already showed this in his work. There's a lot happening right now with clotting activity. So if people ask me, what's the one thing that you need to test for? Well, if I only could do one test, and certainly if there's vascular disease or cancer in my family history, I would recommend go to your doctor, put them on notice. Look, I've got vascular disease in my family history. I want to know what my clotting factors are, because clotting does not get better over time. Clotting gets worse over time. Mother Nature has a plan.
Mother Nature has a plan, and you're helping Mother Nature in a positive, uplifting way. I'm looking at all the ingredients here. I mean, we're talking about vitamin A, C, D, K.
All your B vitamins,
Vitamins complex.
a gram dose each of betaine, glycine, vitamin C. Our vitamin C actually becomes buffered vitamin C as soon as it complexes. This is one of the benefits of effervescence. When you mix our product in solution, you're making a colloid soup. Ion exchange is occurring, and you're getting mineral complexes, over 90 mineral complexes. Mineral ascorbate, so you're getting multiple forms of vitamin C. Another thing that's very special about this product is we're using a very special form of vitamin B12. People are becoming more aware of vitamin B12. The most common form of vitamin B12 used in the vitamin industry today is a form called cyanocobalamin. This is cyanide B12. It's a cobalamin bound to cyanide. Your body cannot use it until it breaks off the cyanide. So we don't recommend cyanocobalamin, and you must be very careful if you ever do cyanocobalamin injections, because that's typically, if you're suffering from B12 anemia, you go to a hospital, they typically give you cyanocobalamin. A lot of people have a struggle breaking off that cyanide because it's a very strong bond. The other form of B12 that's getting some attention these days is another form, which is called, as an active form of B12, 2, methyl B12, denyl B12. And some people are using methyl B12, but methyl B12 is designed to be made intracellularly, on demand, based on your biochemical individuality under a very tightly controlled set of circumstances. Excess methyl B12 can actually cause problems. It's not uncommon for people to feel depressed if they get excess amounts of methyl B12. Hydroxy B12 is the only B12. First of all, it preferentially enters the cell. It's the only B12 that detoxifies cyanide, unregulated nitric oxide, ammonia, and sulfite. So vegans, vegetarians, smokers, especially people who are smoking marijuana, they're getting a lot of cyanides out of their diet. And if they're smoking, a lot of this is, if you go to a hospital, if you've been in a fire and you've had cyanide exposure, they give you hydroxy B12. Under those circumstances, they give you good B12.
Well, a quick question for
Yeah.
you. Would that be also appropriate for children with autism?
Well, autism, I'm glad you asked that. My father was one of the world's foremost authorities on autism. He was on the board of directors of the Autism Research Institute, and he was the one who actually enlightened the autism community 30 years ago about methylation and the role of homocysteine in particular. What we have found in our medical clinic, after we've treated many autistic children, about 7 out of 12 of our autistic children suffer from hypercoagulation. Homocysteine in particular is a big piece of that, of the puzzle. And of course, many of them are undermethylating, do not methylate well, and specifically do not make glutathione. And not just for autistic children. Anybody who's low glutathione is a sitting duck for toxins. That is the master antioxidant of the body that your body is striving to produce. And if you don't make glutathione, you're gonna have a tough time.
I see. This is absolutely a mind goal of information. I want to show once more the website. Make sure that you go and read about all the research information. It is absolutely phenomenal. Oh, I'm not everybody else.
Okay. I'm in the process. In fact, right now, my dad, like I say, he's been doing this since the 60s, trained a lot of people, and a number of well-known physicians that are in the field of molecular nutrition today were inspired by my dad. And I've got hundreds of lectures, which I'm in the process of converting
Fantastic.
and bringing him onto our website. We've got a lot of research materials there that talk about fluoride, for example. We've got several articles on fluoride that are, Fluoride Action Network uses our material. It's fabulous information. The ABCs of fluoride, DEF of fluoride, cancer and fluoride, which is a mind trove of wealth of information. If you want to learn about autism, I've got some great information about autism. I've got a brief snippet from a lecture my dad gave at the Autism Research Institute that talks about how methylation impacts these kids and their risk associated with detoxification and underperforming methylation cycle, and the risk of coagulation factors as well.
I feel that in summary, not only talk about autism, but different aspects. I think this is such a coincidence. Surge. In fact, right here, one fact. Could you take it one a day?
Most people take it one a day. Certainly, we get patients who are, more challenged. Some people who are going through cancer therapy, and they're using this more aggressively. What's nice about it is that it's a digestive aid as well. A lot of people are having digestive problems and dysbiosis and bilious reflux and GERD, and they run out and they start doing probiotics. And what they wind up doing is getting gassy, and they're not addressing what's really happening. It's interesting to note the first organ of the body that starts to shut down when you don't methylate well is your pancreas. And a lot of these people are actually in a critical stage where their pancreas is underperforming. I mean, as it is, digestion is a complex subject. You've got gastrin and secretin, and they're working in a push-pull manner. And then you've got this bolus of bicarbonate that's produced by the pancreas. Your pancreas actually puts out a quart of bicarbonate every day. And people think that that's going to turn off the acidity of the stomach, but it does not. The backup acidifier in the stomach is histamine. And the turn-off switch is a methylation byproduct called methylhistamine. So when you look at this, what you'll find is that you really cannot separate any condition in the human condition and not think that methylation is not involved in some degree. So even digestion involves methylation.
And it's all interconnected. It's so cohesive. Now, one more question for you.
Yeah.
Is there, that's the one product
Well, we have three different versions of the multivitamin product. Remember, it's a multivitamin, multi-mineral, multi-amino acid product called Energy. We also have a separate, we have a PM solution, calcium amine product that's made up of 30 minerals and amines, richer in calcium, magnesium, glucosamine, carnitine, taurine, ginger, gotu-kola, vanadium, inositol, calcium pyruvate. I mean, it's a very far-reaching 5-in-1 bone joint mineral formula, great for better sleep, heart function, bones, and joints. And so, unfortunately, we're out of stock right now because I'll tell you, I don't like to be a conspiracy guy, but there's something very strange going on in general, not just in our industry, but supply chain has been a real problem.
Store that we have the authority, let's say the
Yes.
power.
Absolutely.
So, in a nutshell, people have been asking, is that all suitable for autism shelters?
Yes.
People with alcohol issues?
Yeah. Oh, alcohol. Absolutely. If you have a chance, go to our website. There's an amazing article there from the clinical, the Journal of Nutrition, and it's a piece on betaine in human nutrition, and you will be amazed at what you learn about liver function in particular. This is there is 1,000 milligrams of betaine in this. This is the equivalent of 3 pounds of beets, and it is absolutely tremendous what it will do for liver function. We've worked with patients with HIV, Hep C, and they have had remarkable success in integrating Olaloa as a support product for their bodies.
We are extremely grateful, only for your father, all the research, the dedication, and we have on the website.
Terrific. Thank you.
I would say Peter and my husband just got out the box. We're starting. We're going to be on it. We've been drinking all weekend. We are very grateful.
Thank you. I love sharing our product. I mean, that's what keeps me going.
That's your heart speaking.
It
This
is.
your purpose.
It is. Thank you.
Grateful.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's a joy.
Okay. All right.
Oh, thank you so much again for coming.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Isn't that absolutely incredible? It's just,
Read this later.
oh, yes. So, one more time, this is it, the website right here.com. I would love to recommend, this is what Contact in the Desert is about. It's about nourishing body, mind, and spirit. What's your feeling so far, Jeff, about what just took place?
I think that guy just gave us a bunch of pearls, and this is what this show's about: is just bringing the people to the people, the ones that make the difference behind the scenes that you don't hear about.
Precisely. And this is first, and as you see, research from generation, even from traditional medical field into something much more higher vibrational. In understanding the mechanism, we need to nurture our physical body template in order to come into this alignment. So, I mean, I'm just going with joy right now. I'm looking at our next guest. And I'm trying to see. There's a little doggy walking around here. I just want to come and smooch a little doggy because I love animals so much. So I'm looking to see where is she. We have our guest. Some people wonder. There's so much activity, so much energy going on here. Around our booth, we are between two main hallways with lecture going on. It's absolutely amazing. You didn't see me, but I'm trying to get see right now, energy has just been phenomenal. That's why I love these live coverage. And again, the sound, the destruction, it's all part of the experience. What did you feel like you are here with us live? And we invite everyone to keep an open mind and open heart. And this is what we call remaining being teachable, because there's so much support that comes from our guests. And the thing is, you never know who you're going to meet. I mean, this gentleman is literally right across from us. What are the odds that we will be neighbors? I think that was meant to be.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think the people really love him. I mean, they're just raving about him.
It's really riveting. Exactly. So let me see. I wonder if our own Wait, I'm trying to catch the attention of our next guest to see if she will come. There's so much going on. The distraction is very much. But it's just, this is the first time in 3 years that we're back. Diane,
You want Diane?
they find fractal and can you go ask if they want to come?
Want to have her?
Yeah, both of them if they want.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Peter is with me, helping me, and it's a God blessing. Or just to see, there's a lot of energy. We are in a crystal foyer. We are in the first building. This is where our booth is. And we look at the neighbors. Aha. You're going to love someone. There she comes. We have one more guest, everybody. And she's coming right now. Yeah.
There she is.
Hi, Jeff.
Hey, how are you?
Good, very good.
Thank you for being here. You're effective this year, too.
Very exciting.
Yeah, she's first time. This is awesome. I know that you need no introduction, but just for a beautiful audience, can you?
Hi, I'm Yvonne Wells. I'm Bravely Master Teacher, Qigong. And
Let's bring them. This is your creation.
This one is a lot lighter on introduction. Maybe more that one will actually just
You brought something.
Great. So, part claim. Oh, wow. Love that. And our mutual friend, Radar, decided one night after I poured some arrow in the bathroom to his fingerprints. I heard some noise. I had gone to bed and I heard noise. I could hear the high frequency that occurs when they come in.
How could have been louder to
Okay. And
There you go.
got to be. Okay, is this better?
Yeah.
Okay. So I had poured a layer of resin and I went to bed and I could hear the frequency. I heard a noise. It woke me up. And I heard the frequency and I was like, you all are touching my resin, are you? And I heard another noise and I run in my workroom and Radar is misty, opaque energy. There's resin from his fingertips drawn from the heart. It's yeah. You might have to turn it the light to see it. So we kind of scolded him. So I left some baby wipes out for him to clean his finger off because their skin is very sensitive. It's not like humans.
It's okay.
Very, very sensitive. And I was upset thinking he was going to get sick because something like that, the resin, uncured resin. Yeah, that was my concern. So I got some baby wipes and I left it out, scolded him. Don't touch my stuff.
Yeah, and you can connect.
I leave the room and then I get up and there is resin on the baby wipe
So that's
and his fingerprint.
Oh my God.
So their fingertips are like little frog pads.
Like frog bath?
Yes, they're little round pads. So I thought I would bring it to show everyone.
That's incredible. Yeah, you can see it. I mean, I'm gonna put it here. You can see it very clearly. Look at the fingerprint right here. That's why I'm pouring in a screen I got. The energy is wonderful. So tell us about the energy, the wands, how people can use them.
Okay, so each of the wands have Arkansas terminated quartz crystal and they have light codes. So as you use it, you absorb, download the light codes, and if you use it with anyone else, they also use it. And it's a good intent.
to share far and wide to help rise humanity, to connect us. So you use it holding it in your right hand because that's the masculine sending hand. And the energy will connect. It will not give you anything you do not have. You can't open portals by yourself. This isn't going to do it. So, but it's a healing line. So it amplifies that nasal energy, helps to heal. I have one client that 20 years ago she had breast cancer, and after chemo and radiation, her shoulder and her arm were burned and tingled. She couldn't get rid of it. So she liked to watch football, and I sent her a line and I said, "I can watch football, just hold it." She did. Halftime, she would call. She's like, "Please go on." Burning spine. So about a month. And you were taking this whole week. Why would you watch TV? No one play. Wow. So it's always have flowing. And now the more and it's restoration of money. Yes.
Yeah, I could feel it. Do you have maybe a website or something?
Yes.
You type it.
It's Yolanda, Yulda Wells, WELS.com.
Repeat it.
Yulda WELS.com. Wells. Yes. I have an Etsy shop, Bonds Healing Arts.
I'm gonna show the screen in the website. The people can see it. You know. There you go. It's a Uganda Wells, the beautiful website. We can have all the beautiful, the wants, the creation, the energy. Usually, it's really help you support it.
Yes.
And I love what you said about the balance and the divine archetype, the masculine energy, luck and lower vibrational energy bringing in into your flow. And you're snapping the gift.
Also, and everyone, she has her Nubian pyramid here. People have been writing up to this. Side.
Absolutely. I mean, plus you got a vendor. They were pretty close to us. And I was waiting a bit by fight. In front of the chair. And we go like,
Good to see you, Jeff.
now this is wonderful. Thank you for bringing your presence. Step forward. Let the world. This is a beautiful energy. Yeah, right there. Thank you. I couldn't do it. Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. This is an coverage. Trump in the desert. We're going to be back next Sunday, June 11 at 11 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, which is 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We're going to have Jamie Price talking about her Lauren connections with light language. He specializes in light language. So it will be next Sunday, June 11 at 11 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. It's going to be another amazing, really unique podcast with Jamie Price. In the meantime, Jeff, we're here at Contact in the Desert. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for bearing with us with sound and movement and all of this. After joy to be here with you.
Sounds great. All right. Have fun.
Thank you very much. We'll be back next Sunday. And in the meantime, stay in your life. And I'm not saying.